Uncut, and I'm your host, the guy that'll tell you 2 and 2 makes 3, your favorite cult of personality, John Heinis. Of course, going to talk about the latest and greatest in Hudson County news. So, first of all, we got quite a few items out of Jersey City in the past 7 days. Notably, we had the caucus on Monday, and we revisited that off-duty detail rate for Jersey City police officers. A very interesting conversation there between Public Safety Director James Shea and quite a few council members, actually. So we're going to tell you what this first reading of the ordinance would do and why this is important. Also, going to talk about the first of many town hall meetings from the Jersey City Board of Education. So that's also tonight, running concurrently with the council meetings. So again, the significance of that. We're also going to chat a little bit about a new lawsuit that's in Hudson County Superior Court, and that's a former Jersey City police officer that was fired. He was involved in a number of violent incidents, and he also is questioning the discipline that he received and the way it was handled. So all that and a whole lot more right after this word from our sponsors.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Hudson County View live on Uncut, John Heinis. So let's dive into those Jersey City matters I just mentioned. So again, at caucus, of course, every caucus Monday, 4 p.m., 280 Grove Street, City Hall, and of course the live streams on Microsoft Teams as well. So we talked a lot about the Jersey City off-duty details in the past few years, and they've been back for, I don't know, probably about 5 years, but there was something that the council voted on to little fanfare. Wasn't a big deal at the moment, but they changed the off-duty rates, and this led to some friction with some nonprofits. So now they're trying to take some corrective action. At least that's in the words of Public Safety Director James Shea, and it doesn't look like things went according to plan. So if we go to the meeting, you'll see that Director Shea said, basically it's simplifying and removing what I've been told is the possibility of misinterpretation of the fees for the off-duty police officers, eliminating a lot of what probably shouldn't have been in there in the first place, and then simplifying just by day and time what the rates are. It also adds the crossing guards and traffic people who we used in a pilot project for the last third of the last year. It adds their rates so that we could use them and bring the price down. So we heard from would-be Councilwoman Mira Prinzeri, and she said when the council received the proposed first reading of the ordinance, there was a conversation about having a specific off-duty rate for all nonprofits. If you guys remember in October, I reported on some emails I obtained regarding the Ballad Parade, and that group ended up threatening litigation against the city. The city wanted them to pay $150 an hour. They contended that as a nonprofit, they were entitled to the $50 an hour, and that's what they ended up paying, long story short. And I think that significantly contributed to why we are here today. Now, when we look at what Councilwoman Prinzeri said, she said, could somebody walk us through all these changes because we're being told two different things. We have a lot of groups that quite honestly might not be able to afford these, whether they are smaller nonprofits or even some of our special improvement districts. And the conversation continued. So Long story short, Shea then said for Saturday, Sunday, and city holidays, that seems to be where the main points of contentions are. So the hourly price for Saturdays and city holiday rates, $112.50 an hour. And then for Sunday and city holidays, it's $150. There is a $160 an hour rate, but that's only on Sundays or holidays after 4 p.m. And as you guys probably know, that's extremely rare to have any sort of parade or celebration at that point in time. So this went on for longer than you would have thought it would, probably about half an hour. And at the end of the day, we heard a suggestion from Ward E Councilman James Solomon, who said we should probably table this, perhaps even start an ad hoc committee and have a deeper conversation. Obviously, they want the nonprofits to still be able to host the events that they're hosting at a rate that is affordable. And at the same time, I don't think anybody wants the city to be shortchanged. And of course, people want public safety to remain paramount. So let's see if this ends up getting a vote tonight. We will certainly have somebody there covering. Now, while we're also talking about that, as I also mentioned, the Board of Education is going to have their first planned quarterly town hall. That's going to be at Henry Snyder High School, 239 Bergen Ave. It's going to be between 6 and 8 p.m. Of course, that will coincide with the council meeting, which is unfortunate, but at the same token, most people don't go to both city council and Board of Ed meetings, so I don't think it's the end of the world either. With that, I spoke to the board president, Natalia Iuffi, and she pointed out to me that the last year the board adopted a series of goals, annual goals, and one of them was to hold these quarterly town halls. She said it would be better to talk about the budget sooner than later and take resident feedback. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. Now, last year, you recall the 9-member elected governing body passed a prelim budget that was just over $1 million with a tax decrease of $51 for the average home assessed at $470,000. Talked about the Jersey City Board of Education quite a bit as it relates to school funding and taxes. So it'll be interesting to see what this public conversation brings. Now, also of note, unlike their meetings, this is not going to live stream. This is only going to be recorded and posted at a later date. So I'm going to try to get over there myself and let you guys know what happens. So on another note, an interesting lawsuit also in Jersey City. It's in Hudson County Superior Court, filed a week ago. A fired Jersey City police officer, again, as I mentioned, he's calling into question the discipline that led to his termination. And he's also seeking back pay that he says he has won through a New Jersey Civil Service Commission decision. And there's a lot here. I mean, it's a very long lawsuit, 63 pages, which is very unusual, 8 counts. And it begins pointing out that this Mr. Jesse O'Brien was a friend of Detective Joseph Seals. And I mean, I'm sure if you guys are watching this, you know that Detective Seals was one of 4 innocent lives claimed in that very sad domestic terrorism incident on December 10th, 2019 at that kosher deli in Greenville. And it talks about how he began to have mental health issues after that day. And then it points out that he was involved in about 3 other violent incidents, including one where a man was shot through the stomach and he ended up dying in the hospital. And this is someone he was acquainted with. And he said the department didn't do anything to aid him with the mental health component of the job. Now, again, the allegations are quite voluminous. There's a whole lot of things brought into dispute here. But the biggest one probably is the way that the discipline was issued. They talked about the early warning system monitoring. This was for using quote-unquote unprofessional and offensive language during a 2022 arrest. That was July 26th,